Hello, everyone. Welcome to my Week 10 voiceover. The season is quickly coming to a close. 2 weeks to go after this. Have several highlights to show this week. Not quite as many as last week, thank goodness. This first clip is going to was sent in because evidently the coach felt it was going to be that it wasn't a pass interference, but the question that both Bill and I have on this is why wasn't the flag thrown by the side judge? It was thrown by the back judge, which was fine because the ball was in the air. The back judge's key is actually the tight end over here, I believe. So this is the side judge's key. And you can see that he's mugged right there. Early contact. The ball actually hits the defender in the back. It's not a good angle from there. I'll just slow it down here. You can see that there's contact right there. Ball's in the air. Not playing the ball. Definitely a flag thrown by the back judge. Should have had 2 flags on that. This next play, the coach was looking for targeting, and remember that the targeting of a defenseless targeting has to be for a defenseless player unless it's with the crown of the helmet. And the runner is not a defenseless player, and you'll see that the quarterback takes the ball and runs with it. And there he is, he's hit. And it looked like a hard hit, but it certainly didn't look like, it's not targeting. There he is. You get a better angle of it there. I mean, it didn't even look like that hard of a hit. But he definitely hit him with his shoulder, and wouldn't have mattered if he hit him up above the head. I suppose you could have a personal foul if the guy hit him with his hands in the head, but that's certainly not targeting. This next play, this offensive player was flagged for going out of bounds on a punt, and just want to remind everyone what the rule says. No teammate player who goes out of bounds during a scrimmage kick down may return inbounds during the down. Exception: this does not apply to a teammate player who is blocked out of bounds and attempts to return inbounds immediately. So I'll let you be the judge whether this player was blocked out of bounds. And you'll get to see it again from the end zone. And you can see he was blocked out, comes back in right away. So there was no flag on that. Incorrect call. This next play is a good play for discussion. The coach thinks it's offensive pass interference. Billy agrees, and I will run it through at full speed. It's going to happen to the right. All right, now I'll run it back. My rule of thumb when I was a head linesman was that if you could see 4 hands, then both players had a right to the ball. Looks like there's 4 hands in the air here. There may have been contact by the receiver. But it's a good discussion point. Good for your pregame. Talk about that. What do you guys think? Was that offensive pass interference? Bill believes it is, so I think that's what we need to go with. On this next play, there's a hold thrown by the side judge. at the top of the screen. Looks like it's a correct call. My concern is, there it is right there, and it was at the point of attack. It definitely looks like there was some restriction there. My concern is that the field judge is throwing his flag, which you can do as you're backing up, but he's standing still as he's throwing his flag, and now he's going to get beat to the end zone. Correct call. Not great positioning. In this clip, we're going to see a low block against a linebacker or a defensive back, not sure which, but it's at about the 3-4 yard level deep, so it's by a lineman and it's outside of the clipping zone. So we have to get this block. It's a non-10-2, and I'll stop it when we get to, okay, it's going to be against this defender, and it's going to be by interior lineman. I'm not sure if it's the center or the guard. And it's a very, so these are the two people that should be looking in this area. It's a run play up the middle, so we have to have eyes on this action right here. The back judge could also be helping on this as well, and there it is. You'll see it even clearer from the end zone. Let me just get rid of that noise. And you can see he even took out the umpire with a low block. I can see why the umpire doesn't get this. The umpire is looking in here. And even though it happens in front of him, technically that's not his call. Somebody's got to help him with that. He's got his eyes on the point of attack over here. So dangerous block. We have to talk about that in our pregame. Who's going to get that block? Because it's happening almost every week. So good conversation point. On this play, the head linesman has a flag and shuts it down. I'm not sure. There is no movement on the line, so I'm not sure why the play was shut down. It looks like there may be an illegal formation. There's 4 backs here, and this guy here looks like he may be in the backfield. So that's what I'm thinking, but that's not a blow and throw, which is what the head linesman did. So I'm not sure. The coach said there was nothing on the penalty. It said illegal formation on the penalty report, but that's a live ball foul. This next play is going to be a pass play over the middle, and it was ruled incomplete on the field, but looking at this film, it's hard to see how it's incomplete. But again, these films are not great, and they're not close up, and you only have a couple of angles. From the wide angle, it was impossible to tell if this was a catch or not. But I'm going to run it through at full speed after I turn down the volume. Cameraman had his radio on, I think. It's coming over the middle. This guy here is going to end up with the ball. All right. The defender ends up with the ball. You can see if you run it, okay, it looks like a catch by the offense right there. Now he's hitting the ground with the ball, and the defender rolls over and takes it away from him. So what have we got? Bill thinks it's an interception. Well, it's definitely a catch. The ball never hit the ground that I can see. and looks like the defender takes it away from the receiver who's down on the ground. Rolls over, the defender doesn't have the ball here. There, he's got it there. So it looks to me like he took the ball away from the receiver on the ground, and to me that would be a completion for the offense. But either way, it's somebody's. The ball's caught. It's not incomplete, and that was the ruling on the field. Coach was looking for a block in the back by this back on the defensive end, and if you watch this, I'll run it through full speed, and you can see that the running back, the up back, misses the block. He doesn't block him in the back. The defender tackles the back who was getting the fake. So he's tackling the man who was the quarterback fake to, and the play is thrown for a loss. So I don't see anything there. Maybe something somewhere else, but I don't see it. There might have been a hold in this area here, but there definitely was not a block in the back. In this play, it appears there's a dead ball personal foul, and I'm not sure, but there should have been an ejection on the player in white. You'll see him coming from the right. There he is, right there. You can see as someone once said, he's given him the business. The referee is right there, blowing his whistle. This guy is definitely giving him the business. He's still not letting him go. And almost caused a brawl. So there was a flag down, and I'm not sure, but that player should have been ejected. I don't have a script from Billy on these plays, so I'm just assuming that because they were sent in, there was something not called or something in error. So on this play here, there's a false start on the wide receiver here, and by the looks of this film, it looks like the whistle wasn't blown immediately. You'll see there goes the wide receiver. Now, watch people don't stop until there. Now they're stopped. Meanwhile, the quarterback is getting hit by the defender and dumped to the ground. So, couple things. I don't believe there's sound on this. So I can't really tell when the whistle was blown. But you can see the flag right there. The flag is thrown when this receiver is almost 10 yards downfield. So it tells me that the whistle wasn't blown immediately to shut this down, which caused this personal foul. If this wasn't a personal foul, it should have been. Cheap shot on the quarterback. Again, I'm not sure about this play, but after watching this film, it looks like there was a missed hold on the number 2 receiver. And that is the either head linesman or line judge's key. It's a quick pass out to the flat. and you can see that it looks like there was definitely a restriction going on right here. Right at the point of attack, and he throws them down there. So if that wasn't called, that hold wasn't called, it certainly should have been. That's it for this week, gentlemen. Not too bad. Much better than last week, where I had about a half an hour's worth. So with only 2 weeks left, be sharp, make all the right calls, and have a great end of the season.